Okay guys, so I'm back in the Q5 55 TFSI Quattro S-Line. So now let's make a little test drive. I will not be too long. It's just here to explain you the different, driving modes with the, with the EV mode, hybrid hold mode also. So the car will start in the last drive select mode we have selected before. So I'm always in efficiency, so the car drives in efficiency. But what I don't really understand is that when I pass the gear, it gives me D instead of E. So I don't really know why, but if I press here again on the efficiency, it will finally show E. So the car starts in EV mode. So I'm going to drive a little bit with each mode to present you the thing, and also to see how the freewheel system and the energy recuperation works depending on the driving situation. So it will be a short drive. So now let's start. I've put everything to 0, and we will switch between this mode, and also we will switch to the assist mode, so you can see when the car asks you to take off your foot off the pedal. So let's start. Everything is good. So what is very important in this car is the comfort. It's really great, except for the small problems I have explained before in another video. The comfort of this car is just amazing. You really feel for long trips this is a perfect car. So let's see. You have also the the road sign that is shown. So we have the speed limiting, the speed that is shown here, which is 50 kilometers. So you have to know that there are two ways that the speed can be shown. Either because it has seen a road sign indicating the speed, or if there are no road signs, it will take the information from the GPS to tell you which speed it should be. So of course it's also limited, but it works. Now let's see. Just a very small part in EV mode. The car is very well isolated from the engine bay noise and the road noise, and the suspensions are very good. You are definitely comfortable in the car. The seats are awesome too, especially in the S-Line trim. You don't hear anything. So now I'm going to wait a little bit for the other one, the other road sign, and I'm going to accelerate a little bit with the EV mode. So remember, passing before going to the orange part, the accelerator pedal will block me. So now I am completely at the end of this hard point, and this is how we are accelerating in EV mode. So it's not really much, maybe because of this limitation where if you go further it will engage the fuel engine. So this is a bit sad, but I guess that you will have to drive in a cool mode when you are in the electric, but otherwise it's extremely comfortable with this mode. So now for the next one, we are going to be in the and the radius to turn is also very good with this car. So now let's go into the up. It will be the hybrid auto mode, let's say. Okay, and let's go in E Okay, so now we are good. So remember, the car will use the electric engine, and when necessary, turn on the fuel engine. So you see, the car, it turned on the fuel engine because I was going fast. And when necessary, it will, you know, as you can see now, it engaged only the electric engine. You see? Now, I would like to show you this, maybe. Here, as you can see, now this appeared. This little foot here, and foot here, and it also told me why, because the speed is going to get lower on the next road section. It tells me to take my foot off the pedal so it can go into you know, the freewheeling system, the freewheel system. So this is how it is shown in the car. I think also I'm going to stay like this. So as you can see, we're still in electric. I'm not asking too much of the car, so it does not need to turn on the fuel engine. There is no need. So this is very well done. I enjoy it. Now if I go a bit too fast, oh, you see, it turns it on. Now the car should, if I take off my foot from the accelerator pedal, because it knows there is a roundabout, the car brakes by itself, and you see the energy recuperation happening. So as you can see, I did not brake. It slowed the car down, but it will not take it to a full stop. Even if the car in front of you brakes, it will apply the regenerative braking, but it will not brake the car completely. It's a very small amount of regenerative braking. Now let's go into the other mode, the battery hold mode. Okay, I told you it's not a real hold mode, because now look, we are in the hybrid hold mode. We are slow speed, less than 50 kilometers per hour. I'm not asking too much of the car. I'm just, you know, driving in the city, and we are still in the electric engine. Now if I go a little bit too much like this, you see, this would have never happened in the hybrid hold mode. How I pressed the pedal, I would have stayed in the electric mode, but as I pressed just a little bit too much, you see, it turned on the engine. Now if I go, that's for sure, if I go more than 50 kilometers per hour, even if I stabilize my speed, it will not go into the electric engine, because at this speed it consumes too much, you know, too much battery. So that's why people complained about this, because it's not holding the battery. So on the highway, you should also, you know, as I said, the electric engine will not be engaged, but I think it still does it maybe in some way. It helps to reduce the fuel consumption, and also you are using maybe some, you know, other stuff, and it goes through the battery. So even on a highway you can lose a little bit of battery if depending on your driving style and what you are using. So now we are in, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to 60, let's say, it's 80 here. Okay, I take off my foot, it turns everything off. I go a little bit, and you can see it takes back the engine. If I do the same with the hybrid mode, now it turns on, because also we had higher speed, so it consumes more, so it needs to be efficient. And now I go like this, it does not turn on the fuel engine. So you see, this is how it works. It's quite smart now, it's smarter than before anyway. And now I'm going to show you, so the dynamic mode, I don't really, you know, care about it. If I go into dynamic, it will engage, oh sorry, no, the dynamic mode will engage the sport mode, and also we will have, you know, already only the fuel engine. So now let's go, and you can see, you can follow with me the consumption on which engine works. So I was not completely at the end, you know, I did not give the maximum power of the car, but you can see that both engines were on when I went into the boost area. But not only, as you can see, when I accelerate, it gives power from both engines. So this is quite, it's very well done for the sport mode. The gear system is fast to change speed. When you accelerate, you know, it's really reactive, it's dynamic. And this is important because this was not the case with the Audi A3 e-tron. There was not a real sport mode. Here the sport mode will especially change, you know, how the gear, when the gear will pass, depending on the RPM, it will be, you know, higher in the RPMs before it does the switching of the gear. And this was not the case on the A3, but on this one it's the case, and it's more reactive, more dynamic. So this car is fast, although it's you know, it weighs a lot, more than 2 tons. It's fast, it's fun, but it's heavy, so you need to be careful in the curves. But otherwise, it's so comfortable that I do recommend this car if, you know, all the problems I have mentioned or strange things are okay for you. So now if we go back into the EV mode, we should go back into the D mode. But what I don't understand is, and this I think is something that I was telling you in another video, I don't understand why I am still in dynamic and in EV mode. This is not normal because the dynamic mode will have an impact on the gear system. I'm not sure, I don't know if it has an impact on the gear system when you are in EV mode. I would not really see the point. So this is something strange. I don't know how it's possible to be dynamic and EV mode. So maybe you guys have the answer if you have this car. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Another one will be coming up later for the 0 to 100, and see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.